Ladies and gentlemen, there is an epidemic in the online space. It's reported that thousands of young men and women, after watching The Wolf of Wall Street, have decided to become online entrepreneurs because being broke is a hashtag mindset. The problem with this, amigo, is they think watching hundreds of hours of useless but entertaining dropshipping challenges will actually make them successful. But I got news for you, buddy. Just because these gurus make dropshipping look simple doesn't mean it actually is. Now, how does someone who's a complete beginner, an absolute newbie just like yourself, actually get to $100 a day? Well, as I explained earlier, dropshipping is pretty simple. It really is just finding products, building websites, creating ads. But people don't grasp that in order to actually have success, you need to stick with a strategy when it comes to all three of those aspects and get incredibly good at it, because 90% of business success is execution and 10% are the strategies. But you would think how the way people value these strategies, you would think strategies are about 100% of it. If I have the latest strategy, that will be my ticket. It'll be my crutch to being successful. When the reality is, the actual way to become successful is you have to get really good at one strategy instead of constantly listening to all these different YouTube videos that are pulling your attention to this product research method or this way of doing something. So without further ado, let me tell you my product research method so that whatever you're doing, you actually switch to my thing. That's a joke, by the way. You can definitely stick with whatever product research method you want, but for me, this is what I personally do because I know product research is the biggest fundamental that you have to get down if you want to get any success at all in dropshipping, because I would say products are about 75% of your success, then 20% goes to your ads, and about 5% is your website. So when it comes to evaluating products, you should be picky. You should have a strict criteria where if a product isn't matching all of your criteria, you should not sell it. Do not waste your time and money on it. So for me, because I advertise on TikTok, the main things I look for in a winning dropshipping product is, does it appeal to a general large audience? I'm talking big niches like beauty, like fitness. I'm talking products that literally anyone can buy. And I also look for products that appeal to younger demographics, because I mean, on TikTok, it's a lot of teenage people. I mean, let's be honest. There's Charlie D'Amelio's, her whole fan is a bunch of 12-year-old girls that want to be her. That's pretty much what TikTok is. It is 16 to 24 years old. So I try to look for products that are for younger demographics that do have a wow factor. And if a product does not have a wow factor, you can still market it to give it a wow factor in the way that you format your ads, because you'll see a lot of these great hooks online. Usually what they all have in common is that they catch you off guard. The product can be incredibly boring, but if you have a great way of marketing it in an all new way, you can make a boring product seem interesting. So wow factor, I think, is actually a bit overrated. Obviously, if the product can naturally sell itself, that's perfect. So it should be a problem solver, especially if you are a beginner and you have no idea really how to market. The problem solving products are the easiest in my opinion. Now, the last things I really look for is, are there an abundance of clips online? Because you can have a product that actually fits all your criteria, but then when you go into research, you go into TikTok, you look it up, you go into YouTube, you look it up, there's absolutely no clips online, or all the clips are just really stock clippy Chinese suppliers. It's just an absolute mess, and you know you're not going to be able to actually film a good ad. So for those products, you have two options. Either you can order the product directly to yourself and film your own content, but for me, who likes efficiency, I pretty much just move on to a product that does have a ton of content. And the final thing I look for is margin, because there are so many times where I'll have my own clients at my done-for-you agency, Blue Ocean Digital, which if you are interested in having my team find winning products for you, test those products using one product, custom coded stores, and create custom ads for you so that you can scale to $1,000 a day, you can book a call down below. But we get so many clients that will show us products like the magnetic pen. It's this really cheap product, and when you look at how much can you actually sell this for realistically, yeah, it's being sold on Amazon for $15. There's really no margin to this, and you'll probably find this on AliExpress for $4 or $5. So a $10 profit margin, it's really difficult to scale that on TikTok ads, Facebook ads, whatever you do. The only way you could really ideally make that work is through organic, and that's just something that's a little bit too unreliable for me. Now, if you're wondering how to come up with the right price for your product so that you know if the margin is there, what I personally do is I look up the keywords for my product, I go into Google Shopping, and I do some detective work. So let's see what we got here. And we want to find the exact product. So we got 19, we got 24, we got 17. So what I'll do is I'll look at about, I would say 20 to 50 different listings, and I'll try to get the feel as to what is the average among these. And if I notice the average is about $20, $25, then I try to find a supplier. And if I'm noticing the supplier has a cheap cost and I'm getting a margin of at least $20, then I give it the go ahead sign. But so often the mistake with margin is that people force it. They see that, okay, online, all the people are selling selling it for 20, but I'm not hitting my $20 profit margin, so I have to sell it for 29 or 34. And then once you advertise, you're like, well, why am I getting so many add to carts and why is nobody buying? Well, it's because you're not doing a realistic price. You're forcing the margin. So again, you have to look for products that actually realistically have the perceived value that people will be willing to give up $20, $30, $40 for it. So another thing I would look for is products that do have the price range between $20 and $75. I've noticed that's sort of the sweet spot with TikTok. So those are all the things I really consider. And obviously, is the product cool enough for Chad Braddington? So let's get into some product research tools and alpha Chad methods. So my first favorite product research method is going on to PP ads and doing some big ball strategies, which is going to United States because we bleed red, white, and blue here. We're going to do shop now, Shopify, and at least 500,000 impressions. We got to get some big boy views in here. Now, after you do all of this, what I would recommend is go into period, and I would recommend doing for the last 30 days so you get ads that are recent. So that's another thing I do look for in products, that they are relevant and they are selling right now, because with certain products you're going to find online, they sell well in certain seasons. Obviously, winter products only sell well in winter, but also in dropshipping, you will notice that certain products have this life cycle where for 3 to 6 months, they're doing incredibly well. And if people jump on the train too late, then most people have already made all of the sales. So if you try to sell a product that did really well 6 months ago and people have already tapped it out, by the time you try to sell it, you're going to notice some very high cost per purchases because you're trying to find the people that these other people who already scaled the product didn't find, which is pretty hard to do. So right here on the first page, we got the shark slide. Do I like the shark slides? Yes, I do. I think it appeals to a very large audience. It is great for a younger demographic. Are they cool? Yeah, they're pretty cool. In fact, it's an iteration on an already proven concept. There are so many of these cozy, comfy slippers that have worked. So this is just another iteration upon that concept. So I really do enjoy it. Now, when it comes to margins, I believe these cost like $5, $6, $7, and they're selling them for $30. That seems pretty reasonable. I mean, slides typically range from $20 to, I know Gucci sometimes charges like $200 for those, and people actually legitimately buy those, which I don't know how many brain cells you have in your head to spend $200 to try to impress other people. But hey, you know, if that's the kind of insecurity you have and you want to splash your cash to try to hide it, then, you know, more power to you. But I do like the shark slides. I do believe they definitely match all of my criteria. Now, let's see here on the second page, do we got anything? So we got an ad right here for a 100 ring pack for $40. I would say the perceived value there is what's going to make this offer work so well, because it's $1 a ring would just be 100. So if I can get that for less than 50 cents a ring, the perceived value is great. So I don't think you're ever going to have a problem marketing this product with the margins that they have. I'm not sure how much it costs. I'm sure on AliExpress to get these, it's like maybe $10. Now, for this product, is it cool? Yeah, I would say so. I mean, to get this many rings all at once, I'm sure there's definitely some styles you can take away from it that will work for you. Then when it comes to, does it appeal to a younger demographic? Yeah, you don't see many 40-year-olds wearing custom cool rings. And if they do, usually there's something wrong with them. Like a 40-year-old dude that just shows up to music festivals and hits on 20-year-old girls at clubs instead of starting a real family and having responsibilities. So with the rings, I think it definitely is cool, appeals to a younger demographic. It is a great TikTok product. The margins are there. So I would say this is definitely something I would consider selling. Now, I did see something else here, which was pretty interesting, like these rainbow pants. There's immediate wow factor to this. I don't even think you need to have a cool hook because, I mean, look at these. They just catch your attention immediately. I mean, I would definitely wear these out. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm trying to get some attention. I'm a little desperate for it. I mean, I haven't had someone compliment me in over 5 years, and I can remember the exact date. So maybe if I get these jeans, all the women and all the guys will even be hitting on me. Who knows? But I remember like it was yesterday the last time I got a compliment. This girl said my nose was exotic. Now, getting back to the product, instead of me using these videos as a therapy session, these jeans are very cool. They got the right margin, I would think, because jeans can definitely vary from $100, $200. They can get down to $10, $20, depending on you. For me, I think finding the right jeans is nearly impossible because I'm 6'3". My legs, I mean, they're like 90% of my body. Yeesh, they went out of business. So type F in the chat for our fallen soldiers. At least they tried to give it a try. So when I see that happen, it doesn't normally deter me because maybe they just didn't know how to market the product or find the right offer. So let's go into AliExpress and let's see if we can actually find this. I mean, they're rainbow jeans. I don't even know what you would really call these. They're kind of like a weather forecast jean. It's really interesting. So let me see if I can find something like that. So I did find the brand that's actually selling this for $81. Not too shabby. Some good margin. 92, geez. inflation really is real. But when we go to the suppliers, there really isn't many that I could find. But what I'll be looking for is when I do find a supplier is that there's at least 500 to 1,000 plus orders on the listing, because that gives me proven demand. If there is orders out there, but if there was only like 50 to 100, that would be a little bit of a red flag for me. Now I know this tool isn't sexy. It's only $5 a month, which instantly makes you think, ugh, this is absolutely repulsive, only $5. But for me, I have found a lot of great products using this tool throughout the years using the winning advertisement section. So, oof, get out of here, YouTube video tutorial. So basically with DropPoint, it finds winning ads from all different types of dropshipping products. So as you can see right here, this gets updated every single day. So if we scroll on down, ooh, hey, I might want to do a little bit of research on that later tonight. But there is a lot of cool products that you'll find. And my personal settings that I like is making sure that when we scroll down to filter, we can do products that have videos only. And typically there is an engagement thing that you can do, and also I do all English speaking countries instead of worldwide. So let's click on filter just like this, and let's see what we can find. So after doing a bit of scrolling down, I found this invisible shaper, and I actually do love products like this that are female dominated, because I just found out from advertising it's usually easier to sell to women online. They have more impulse, I would say, when it comes to making buying decisions. But I guess with us guys, us alpha males, we don't just fall for advertising that easily. But I don't know, that's just something that I've noticed personally. Now with this product, it makes you feel confident, it makes you feel good, it makes you feel beautiful. These types of products definitely are easier sells out there. Now I would definitely be cautious with the clips that you use, because if you are advertising this on TikTok or Facebook, if you're showing that much skin, it can definitely be an issue later down the line. So I try to find clips that are a little less revealing but definitely demonstrate the product. And they're selling this for $29.99. It seems like the perceived value is definitely there, and I'm sure you can get a supplier for this for $4 or $5. I know it's not that hard. Now looking at this actual website, it's kind of trash, I will admit. It's not the best. Maybe on mobile it looks a little bit better, but yeah, you can just see there are big brands. I mean, that ad had about 13 million views, I believe, somewhere in the millions. So they're clearly scaling the crap out of this product. Now, I would say the final method I really do enjoy using is just going onto TikTok, going onto IG Reels. And when you're on the TikTok app itself, you can get ads that are recommended to you by other dropshippers. So you might have to create an all new TikTok account. But for me personally, I've trained my feed where most of the ads I get are e-commerce related, because whenever I get an ad like that, I will always like it. I will click onto the link. I will add to cart, so that TikTok recognizes me as a noob, as an NPC that just wants to buy all of these different e-com products. So when you're doing product research on TikTok from your desktop, which should be the only ever reason that you ever use TikTok from your desktop, otherwise you are a murdering, dog-killing sociopath, you should be using hashtags. So I use things like summer finds, Amazon finds, TikTok maybe bought it, stuff like that, just to get the effect rolling. And you're gonna see the same things at the top every single time. So what I would recommend doing is you click inside the hashtag and you see what's trending recently. And I will scroll down. I usually don't see what's at the top, because that's what everyone else is doing. So you're going to scroll down a bit, try to find something that's recent. So something within the last month. Let's see here, BBL jacket. Oof. Oh, January 29th. Nope, I am not doing that. I want something that is recent, but you will notice a few accounts that are constantly showing off new products. So maybe the best approach is click onto their account and see what they're posting lately. This is definitely one of the ways that we discover, I would say, half of the products at our agency is just going through hashtags, really deep diving into these and figuring out what we can find. But for me, for this video, I think I want to find something that is related to summer, because that is what's trending and what's working right now. So let's see if we can find something that fits. Is it getting a little hot in here, or is it just me? I mean, geez Louise, that squirting action was a little bit too intense for me. But I think we may have just found our product right here, this ice ball maker. And I'm sure you guys have seen this on Instagram. I see it on my TikTok feed all of the time, but it is a perfect summer product for me, because yeah, when you're out, you want to have cold drinks, you're just partying with your friends, or you're inviting them over for a cookout, whatever it is, I could see this product definitely having the wow factor of impressing your friends. So now that we picked a product that matches our criteria of appealing to young people, a huge demographic, anyone can buy it, it's cool, and I don't know about the margins yet. We'll do some more further research, but for me, I like to see, are there clips available? So I looked up the main keywords on TikTok, and as we can see right here, there are plenty of different clips and videos that we can download onto Snaptic, get some of these clips, mix and match them into our ads, and I'm sure it would sell incredibly well. But this is definitely enough clips that we'll need for all of this. So for me, I pretty much do the majority of my clip sourcing from TikTok, because it's already native to the platform. It's already proven to work. So using a bunch of these clips into your ads and mixing and matching them typically will give you the best result, instead of trying to do it from YouTube or from AliExpress videos that really just aren't made to sell. So now that we know we have ample clips, the next thing I would do once you found a winning product is try to find the best supplier out there. Now for me, I really do rely on CJ Dropshipping. I think it is the best place when you are dropshipping initially before you really scale to source the best suppliers with fast shipping times that are competitive. Usually they can do USPS and do Union Express shipping, which is typically 12 to 18 days, which for dropshipping really isn't that bad. So I looked up the main keywords, and unfortunately for this specific product, it doesn't look like it's available. So what I would recommend doing is go to sourcing, and you can easily post a sourcing request if you can find the AliExpress link of your product. So for me, I actually did find this supplier right here, and I'll actually teach you guys how to do a sourcing request. Usually takes like 20-30 seconds. So you're going to click on individual product. For product tag, it really doesn't matter, and we'll just do ice ball maker like this. So the main keywords, accept similar products, no. Target price, I would say for this product, I could find it for at least $12. It does not seem that expensive to make. Then target destination, for me, I always do the majority of my advertising in the US of A because that is just where I see the best results. Now we're going to do dropshipping, sourcing URL just like this. Click on submit, and then boom. Usually in a day or two, you'll have some suppliers reaching out to you with their competitive sourcing requests. So after doing some reverse Google image searches and going onto AliExpress and looking at the main keywords, I believe this is the best supplier we're going to find for now. So this one's got a decent amount of orders. It's above 4-star reviews. Personally, I would like to get 4.5, but as of right now, this seems to be the best supplier I can find. So we're going to add this using Dsers, and let's see how we can do that. RIP Oberlo, you had a good run, my friend, but now everyone needs to use Dsers. So for Dsers, I have my product imported to my list right here. It's super duper simple. You just copy the URL, and then you go into your import list section, just put it here, and then boom, it appears like this. So let's actually get into some editing. Now for me, I like to have a cool product name for whatever it is that I'm trying to sell. So for me, this could be like ice ball. I want to try to have the word ball in this, or ice, something along those lines. So frost ice ball maker could be an option. Maybe like frost ball, something like that, I think could work. And then we do ice maker. I usually like to have a little dash and then what the actual title or main keywords of the product is. Now when it comes to variants, I want to get the exact one from the ads I was seeing, which I believe if we go back here, this one does not seem similar. I think it was this one right here. Yeah, the nozzle was in the center, so it's going to be these two right here, white and pink. So we're going to select those just like that. And the next thing we need to do is look up some competitors to get a competitive price. So we're going to go into Google Shopping like this. And I'm seeing, okay, the first one I saw was $60, $29, $22, but that's AliExpress. So personally, again, you're trying to find the exact direct replica. So this one's $64. Going down here, $7. But AliExpress, Wish, Amazon, those I don't really count when I'm doing the price. I usually look for actual brands selling this. So we got 24, 39. And then scrolling down, there's a bunch. I would say though, it seems to be like 34, 37-ish is the average price. So 50% off would be $69.99. So I think for me, that seems a little bit unrealistic. So I'm just going to stick with $59.99. I think that is a reasonable comparator considering a few of them were listing at $60. So we're going to do that like this. We are going to then go onto our images, pick the best ones possible because not all of these are going to be applicable. Like this one right here, we can definitely delete this one out. We can delete this. And there's definitely a few good images right here. Like this one's actually a pretty solid product image. So we definitely want to go down, make sure you select the best ones. And if you accidentally click on one that's already been there, you can just delete it from the Shopify product section. So it shouldn't be a big deal. But like actually, there's some pretty legit photos in here. That's pretty cool to see. And the next thing we need to talk about is your website. Now, I would say one of the biggest mistakes I see from Shopify beginners is relying way too heavily on all the different Shopify apps out there. And I get it. It's like seeing this shiny object syndrome. Oh my God, there's a new app that can help me increase my conversion rate. Oh, that can do my emails and increase my backend. But really, when I've looked at some of the best, most successful brands, they limit the amount of apps they use. They keep it very simple. They have a clean layout and they focus on speed score. But when you have 40 different apps, all of those add code to your theme and slow it down. So you are naturally hurting yourself with the more apps you download. And even if you delete the app, the code still stays there. So your speed score is going to remain the same. It's going to be incredibly slow. And really, the most important thing that matters when you are selling a product is that you have a clear, congruent, powerful sales message. If your sales message is good, if it's relatable, if you did the research, you did the marketing, if you know why your customers are interested in buying your product, that is 100 times more powerful than having the brand new app that can sticky add to cart. It'll increase your add to cart rate by 2.3%. So the apps I would personally recommend if you're just trying to get to $100 a day, $1,000 a day, you can keep it incredibly simple. Just have a supplier app. So have Dsers, have CJ Dropshipping, and really I would say the only other thing you'll need is a custom page builder. And you don't even really really necessarily need that. You can just put your description in the theme if you want to, and there are definitely brands that have scaled to $1,000 days doing that. But for me personally, I would say you should have Gempages or Pagefly so that even if you have a bad theme, you can still customize your product page and make your description stand out. So those are the main apps I would recommend. Now, I would say the other thing you can have is a review app, obviously, so that you have third-party social proof, but you can also put reviews when you are using apps like Gempages. You can have a section dedicated to reviews. So it's up to you what you personally want to do. If you're trying to limit the amount of app usage, then I would say the core things is a Supplier app and then a custom page builder. And I would say before I move on to this point, you're obviously going to need to download the TikTok app so that you can connect your ad account and run ads. And if you are doing ads internationally, it is nice to have a currency converter. So I personally recommend Best Currency Converter because it automatically converts the currency based on where the person is from, their IP address. So if someone logs into your website from Italy, it will change the currency from USD or whatever the currency is naturally on the store to euros. So it makes it a lot easier if you're doing that. But for me, I always advertise the USA, so I'm not really too worried about that. But when we go into payment providers, I would recommend having two things. You should have PayPal, and I get it. You're gasping. You hate PayPal. We all hate PayPal. Let's be honest here. But typically 20 to 30% of people that will purchase on your website do use it. They do trust PayPal. In fact, they won't buy from websites that don't have it. So you should have PayPal. Otherwise, you're just holding yourself back. And I would also recommend having a credit card processor. You need to have one, honestly, and you should use Shopify payments initially in the beginning or Stripe. Those are the main two ones that I personally use. And you might say, Ethan, don't they do holds? Well, every payment processor does holds, especially they have just different rules when it comes to the amount of chargebacks you can have. I know Shopify has a 1% chargeback ratio where if you're above that, you can have holds and it can be a little bit difficult, but that just shows you need to have good shipping. You need to be updating tracking numbers so that you can avoid that. So let's create a product page using Gempages. So for me, they have a bunch of different templates. I actually think this one's pretty cool right here. So we're going to just look on that. And for me, I would say the main things I like to have on my product page is different review sections. So having my own places where I can write reviews, having a good layout for my description. I don't know why there's like a pop-up here, but okay, so we got our product page, and I would say this personally kind of wouldn't work for me because it seems to be a product page for a non-problem solving product like clothing, since it is a clothing theme. So I believe the other one I clicked on a few seconds ago actually works a little better. So when I'm customizing a product page, I want to make sure everything is clean, it's mobile optimized, there's not too much empty space. So for me, like straight up, we got some empty space here that we can get rid of. This hurry up thing I think looks... it looks a little sus to me. I don't think that's realistic. So I'm just going to get rid of that, and we'll just, again, clean up that empty space. Now we got product title, we got reviews, we got the price. Now, for me, I would like to see a compare at price. So it turns out I actually didn't delete some of these variants, so I'm just going to do that right now. So we're going to click on these, get rid of all of them, and we're just going to click on more actions, delete variants, and that should help us with our problem there of not seeing the compare at price. So let's go back into Gempages. Let's see what we're doing here. And I would say the one thing that I would like to take away from this sort of theme is this review section. I have seen this at the top of a lot of successful brands. So for me, what I can do, I believe, is you can clone, actually no, save row. So we're going to save that. And then I would refresh this so we can add this into the product page. So again, might have to do the other edits we already made, but let's see if we can paste this real quick. So let's go into library. So it's got different blocks in here. Let me see my library. And there we go, my custom block. Cool. So it's going to insert all the way down at the bottom. No, that's no bueno. So let's see if we can just drag this all the way up. And that looks really solid. I think that looks pretty nice. Now, when it comes to price, I am a bit of a stickler. I mean, literally everything I have looked at when it comes to analyzing websites and what they do. So compare at price, we definitely want to have. I love that there's a save widget. Now, for me, I always see the compare at first. It's always first in line. And usually it's a lot smaller than the actual price. So I think that looks pretty good. And then when it comes to colors, I usually like to make it gray, and I like to make my normal price black. So that looks pretty good. I wonder if we can actually edit the save widget itself. Yeah, so percentage saved. So we can actually see text before save. So I usually do save, and it's doing dollar amount. I think that's pretty good. I don't think I really have a problem with that. The border color is red. Now, this depends on color schemes and actually making the logo. So I think we actually should do that real quick. But for this, it feels like blue is going to make the most sense. So let's go into Canva real quick and look up logo, and then we'll see if we can get any inspiration that will sort of fit the design we're looking for. So we can do a circular logo. We can do this little pet shop thing. Is there anything? I want a sort of a cool cartoony logo. So let me see if we can go here to... minimalist is typically what a lot of people like to do. Illustration, I feel like, could also work. I think this one's kind of cool, this little box design. I actually think that can definitely work for us. So we will do frost, and then over here we will do ball, just like that. And I think we should make this sort of a blue, like a light blue. So let me see here. I think that could work. Maybe, I think it's more teal for me. So let's go, I would say that looks pretty nice actually. So it's a very, very simple logo. I don't put too much time into my logos. I usually do something in like 1 to 2 minutes because this is something that is not going to impact your conversion rate as much as you think. So I'm actually going to go with this kind of design. I really like this color and the cool font. So I'm going to copy this color code. We're going to go back into Gempages and let's edit this real quick. So we're going to do that for our color, and then background color should also go from red to the same color of the brand. I love color congruency whenever I'm doing things like this. Font, Red Hat Display, Work Sans serif. I know sans serif is typically the one that loads the fastest, so that's the one you should recommend doing. I really do like the bold. I think it looks pretty good. I think though the text should be a little bit bigger. It's kind of small to me, so that looks a little bit better for me. And then scrolling down, this custom discount, I don't really know what that means, so I'm just gonna delete it. I think that's just sort of empty space. Now we got a bit of padding right here that we'll get rid of. Again, padding, I really have no tolerance for. I don't see the need in having it. I mean, obviously you want some spacing, so maybe we'll just add a little bit. But this is a lot of spacing right here. I think you can have the reviews right under. Looks pretty good. Again, there's some padding right here. Okay, so it's looking pretty good so far. Now, the description is actually placed right here. Now, personally, I never put the description in this section. I usually am just going to delete that and put that as we scroll down. Now, for this, see all specifications. I don't think that's going to be necessary for something this simple. I do like the trust badges here. Pretty nice. Let's go to the add to cart. Now, this is something we're definitely going to play around with the design a lot. The variant swatches look pretty good. Quantity looks good as well. I think this can definitely work. Now, with the add to cart button, let's actually do some customization. So, ability to stay at the same page or redirect to a custom URL. I don't think that's what we're looking for here. So, this is add to cart. So, for me, I would say we want this to be the same as the brand. So we'll just copy that code, make it the lighter blue. Now the text color should be white, 100%. Needs to be white. And it's got a border around it that's black, which I think kind of looks a little weird, a little sus to me. So I'm going to go inside of design. I'm going to copy the same blue and we're going to do that instead. So yeah, I think that looks a little bit better. Now with the other settings, what can we really do to play around? I haven't used this app in a bit. In fact, I don't really build my own websites, guys. I have not been in the trenches in a while. I should be. So we're going to center the alignment. I believe that would work the best on mobile at least. And when it comes to effects, do I do shakes? I sometimes do shakes, and that would typically be like every 20 seconds. So I would do 20,000. And I know it seems a little cheesy, but for me, I know it gets people's attention. So I will do things that I know can increase conversion rate. And for me, that's always worked. And it's up for you to split test to find out what works for you. Now, I would see if we can add a little bit of, let's say, a 3D effect to it. So I want to see, we can do border style, opacity. All right, so let's do this shadow. So we're going to do a drop shot. Oof, I really like that. I think that's going to look so sick. So let's do shadow distance. I want to make it sort of 3D, and I think that can work. The blur, oof, that's an interesting one. I think that kind of works. I would say the angle. Oof, where should the angle be? Yeah, that seems to work the best for me. I mean, that's what I personally like. You can definitely customize it for you. Shadow size. Yeah, I think right around there is probably what works for me. Let's see, inset or outset. What is that? Oh, yeah, that looks horrible with inset. So we're going to do that. Go back. Oh, man, that looks pretty cool. Now, I typically like to make my buttons pill shaped. So I believe if we go to border radius. Ooh, look at that. That's looking pretty nice. Now, I will admit the shadow effect probably needs a little bit of work now. So let's go back here. Shadow size. Yeah, oh my gosh, that is pretty ridiculous. So we'll do a little bit of a shadow. I don't know if that's the border. That's kind of weird. There's something that's a little bit funky for me. So if we get rid of border style, okay, that looks a little better. I mean, woof. I think that is a major difference. That looks so much more clickable. But now this buy it now button, I really don't like when a buy now button has a white background and the background of the actual store is white because it just blends in and you want your add to cart to stick out. So I consider making this button black actually so that it's not the exact same as the add to cart because otherwise what's the point of having it here? So we'll just do just something like this and then scrolling on down. Now that I know sort of all the settings and how it works, let's go down here to border. Let's increase that radius, make it a pill shaped. Go down here. I would say the border color, again, should be the exact same. I don't really like the border color, to be honest. And I would say those buttons are looking really, really schmexy, if you ask me. I mean, seriously, look at the difference. That looks so cool. And I would say buy it now is pretty good text. Buy it now, pretty much the same thing. So we'll do that. Now, scrolling down to this section, technical specifications. I don't believe for a product like this, we really need it. So I'm probably just gonna get rid of this whole entire row. So we'll just delete this. I pretty much like to start my description though, right after the buy now button. So I would have what my headline is. Now I'd say this is not gonna be necessary. So we'll get rid of that. And there's a bunch of padding. We don't need any of this. So we're just going to drag that on. So we'll have the headline here, probably a GIF, I would say, right under it. And then I have my description. So I've had the same layout for a while because it just personally works for me. Now for this product, would we have all of these little cool functions and features? I mean, it's pretty cool for a more techie product, but I don't think this product needs that much explanation. So I'm personally just going to throw in an image like right under here. It's probably going to be a GIF. Then I'll have another section with the description, another section with description. This right here, I don't feel like we'll need. I usually do about 3 paragraphs. That seems to be what works for me. Now, having a video, probably not necessary, but I do like that they have another review section here. So just more social proof, because you really want to overwhelm people with the amount of social proof you have. And then now we can go into our text block section, and I would drop a giant text block right here. So this is where we'll have our paragraph. Now, I'm not a big fan of this alignment. I'm not sure how it's going to look on mobile because that's really what counts. But yeah, I don't like that it's really hugging that tightly to the borders. So we're definitely gonna have to align this maybe in the center. Let's see if we can add though a bit of padding on the left and right side so that it does push over. So if we go here to our spacing, and then we'll just do like, say 10, just like that, 10 just like that. And yeah, that puts it more in the middle. So I might play around and do 15, 20 around there, because yeah, that didn't look super good. But actually looking at this now, oof, we got a bit of padding. I'm not liking that. So we're just gonna get rid of this. I really don't like extraneous space because, again, it's not necessary. It's just not really helping you out. So we got product, we got the carousel, we got the names looking really good, reviews, price, another review right here. Now, we'll have to see here. I think I might just make this like 3 benefits of the product. That's typically what I see work really well, and if it's specific to the product. So scrolling down, we got a review section and then limited time deal. So we've got multiple offers here on this page, which is pretty amazing. And then frequently asked questions. I do love having frequently asked questions. I would have a review app somewhere in here. I think this extra stuff probably won't need, so we'll just get rid of this. I usually end my descriptions with a frequently asked questions section, so that would be the last section. Probably would have reviews right above there. If we're doing another offer, can we do another offer? I would say yes. But they got like 2 here, so I'm probably just gonna get rid of this specific row. So yeah, we'll get that. And then right here, we'll have reviews. So usually there's 2 ways you can do reviews, depending on the app you have. So I use LAI reviews personally, and what you have to do is just put in a little liquid code. And usually every single custom page builder has a section where you can just drop liquid, you can edit it, and then post the exact script you need so that the app actually appears. So LAI reviews, very simple. It's just Control-C, Control-V for that. But overall, I think we have a good format, so we need to actually get into how to write a high converting description. Now, if you suck at writing product descriptions, this is the easiest way for you to overcome that and create amazing descriptions from scratch. So really, what I personally like to do is just listen to what customers are saying. And you see a lot of big companies, they always talk about it. When you're making your product, listen to what customers are saying. And when you're marketing, you should do the same thing, because you can really reverse engineer, take the best lines people are saying for reviews on your specific product, if you can find it on Amazon or similar competitor products. You can figure out what are the main benefits people care about, why they like the product, why they didn't like the product, so that you can handle objections in your description before people even come up with them, while also reassuring them by talking about the main benefits that they do actually care about. So right here, what I would do is read about 20 to 30 reviews in Amazon, just copy them all over into a blank description just like this. So you go into this little tab, you'll paste your review, and what you're looking for is the major keywords you see over and over and over again, because you might get the occasional Uncle Dale who says, well, I use this ice ball maker because it helps fuel my engine in my Ford F-150 better. But for the most part, you're trying to look for the keywords that are repeated over and over and over again, because that's what's the most relatable. So right here, I was able to find some objections that people have that we can definitely use in our ads and copywriting. So they said, there is no worries of spilling the water, and removing the ice is a breeze. So right there, we now know why people don't buy these products, because when they have bought them in the past, removing the ice was a pain in the butt. They had to like smash their hands into it, get a hammer. But with this specific ice sphere maker, it is incredibly easy to remove it. So we got another review right here that says you can make milk ice cube balls, mango. So you can try out all these different flavor combinations with the ice balls. It doesn't just have to be generic watered down ice. So this is a great way, again, to come up with great lines without you having to do any thinking. A chimpanzee can do this. You just copy, paste the best runs into a new document just like this. And then the next thing I would recommend doing is look at ads for your similar product, because you can see a lot of great headlines. And usually the brands that are making money selling this have figured out what are the best ways to market it. So right here, do your own flavored ice ice cubes. So that's another thing that we saw in the reviews. Your own flavored ice cube and enrich the taste of your favorite drinks. That could be a headline right there. Now, this would be a good example as to what not to do with your ads. And this is someone that clearly has not done any research as to why someone would buy their product. As you can see right here, this person said, transform your drinks to the next level. And that is a line that so many beginner copywriters use because it's vanilla and it's easy to do. You can say it about any product. Transform your body to the next level with this push-up machine. Or it's super easy to use this. And right here, the next line, it's never been easier. Guys, you got to come up with stuff that's better than that. And all you have to do is just read reviews. Say something like this. With this ice ball maker, there's no worries of spilling your water and removing the ice is a breeze. I mean, that is literally what the customer is saying. And that is much better than transform to the next level. So I'd also recommend watching ads too to see if there's any good lines that you can take away. Honestly, the more inspiration you can get, the better. So right here, again, easy to use. Okay, that's horrible. But start making cocktails like a pro. I could definitely see that being a good headline. So that is something I would definitely consider writing down. And then the final thing I would recommend doing is go to competitor stores, go to their product description, and copy the best lines that you see so that you can take inspiration and rewrite them to be even better. So right here, we got keep your drinks cool longer for cocktails, iced coffee. So I would say this is a pretty good line so you know specifically what products you can use it for. So for your favorite drinks, but obviously you want to be specific. So this can work for cocktails, yeah, other beverages, stuff like that. Now, when we go to this competitor store, let's actually see what we got here. This is a pretty unique product page, I'm not gonna lie. So this built-in ice maker is perfect for anyone on the go that wants to enjoy their cold drinks for hours on end. So enjoy your cold drinks for hours on end is a line that I definitely enjoy. And if you are going to be successful at dropshipping, you need to have frameworks for everything that you do so that you can efficiently test products over and over and over again, because it's a numbers game at the end of the day. You're going to test 8, 10, 12 products and none of them are going to work. So you have to be efficiently testing, because if it does take 12 product tests and you only test one a week, that means it's going to take 3 months for you to find a winning product if you are continually evolving your skills. And sometimes for beginners, it takes a lot longer than that. But if you're testing 2 to 3 products a week, you are going to see results much faster and improve your game much faster. And it really is just a numbers game. So for me, this is how I write my descriptions. Main benefit of product, 1 sentence about the problem, 1 sentence sort of aggravating it a little bit. This is, though, generally the framework I like to follow. So for the frostball, this is what I came up with. Keep your drinks cold all summer long. With temperatures rising, there's nothing worse than trying to cool off outside at your pool or backyard with a scorching hot drink. Good. I actually spelled that heat drink, but this is the whole description right here. Pretty simple. Make the coolest hangouts and parties. I think that's pretty good to benefit. I'm not gonna lie. That pun, I really like having a few puns in there, and I think we definitely got the gist. So when it comes to actually transferring this over to Gempages, personally, what I would recommend doing is we're gonna just grab this headline, make it nice and big, but we are going to need a really good GIF of this product. And for finding that GIF, I typically will just download some clips from TikTok. So we'll actually take a few of these clips and figure out what's the best one that we can just get a few seconds from to put in the description. So now I got the whole description here, and the final thing I'm gonna add is a little heading right here so we can have a call to action with urgency that sort of wraps everything up. Then I wanna have a button, and when you click on button, it looks, geez Louise, it does not look good. So we're gonna do buy now just like this, and I think what's going to happen is once they click on this, it's going to go and probably go back up to the top of the product page where they can click on the dynamic checkout. So I wonder if we can actually do that real quick. So yeah, scroll to, and then if we go to that top section right here, I think that'll work. Now we need to customize it and make it look like a pill, but the rest of it, I think with the text, the font, we're definitely going to have to tweak around because it looks a little small to me and the fonts all seem kind of different. So we're going to play around, tweak, and get some images in here. But I would say when it comes to those images, we got quite a few in here that we can definitely use. I think this one's obviously some we're going to have to remove because they're not the exact product. But if I'm going in here, I would say the main ones that we can definitely drop in here, like this one, is pretty good, not gonna lie. So we'll download this. And I'm seeing this one also was definitely one that caught my eye. And if you're trying to find the best images possible for your product, definitely go to a variety of different suppliers. And you can find that sometimes the supplier you're using right now doesn't have the best photos. So you should go into websites like Alibaba, go into AliExpress, look up your product, because these images do matter. They do sell your product a lot. So it's great to try to put in the extra effort and see, like right here, look at how good this photo is. Like, holy moly. All right, so for getting this GIF, I was able to go into my editing platform, Wondershare. I downloaded a few clips off of TikTok, and I was able to make this quick 5-second GIF that I think really illustrates the point of the product. So I wanted to have something that really demonstrates it. So it's super duper fast. You're pouring the water, you open it up, you chill it, and then boom, you got the final product, which is the ice balls. So I was able to make this GIF inside of Giphy because you have to basically download the video, go into Giphy, and that's how you can save it as a image to put on your website. So after that, Next thing I did is with the logo, I made it into the hot dog format because you might notice when you upload your logo as a normal logo, it looks incredibly small, like this one right here. I mean, that is just, I know it seems average, and for most ladies though, the ladies like it large. So you got to keep it large with the hot dog format. So right there, I think that looks really tremendous. And then with the Gempages, I made a few changes. I learned that with this drop element here, you can actually put icons. So like check marks, different things here. So we can do choose icon, check mark. I mean, I absolutely love Gempages. Gempages is my baby. I love it. And then we can put in the exact blue that we were looking for. And I think for this section, you can do shipping, you can do a money back guarantee. I do that on all my websites, but I usually have a specific column for that. But if you want to just do straight up trust badges, I think that also illustrates the point. Like right here, this is an example of how I typically like to do things. So a better than risk-free guarantee, what are the shipping times? But you can just have it straight up right there. I don't see why you wouldn't. Or you could have your major benefits of your product right here at the top of the description. So the 3 most pertinent benefits right there. And then, oof, look at that spacing. I'm a spacing freak. If I had like a whole day to just play around with Gempages, I would, because it's really so cool the things you can do with it. And then we scroll on down. We got the GIF inside here, got the different images. It's really coming together. So let's go here and let's just add some padding here. So I would say the final thing is just adding some padding, making sure everything is spaced out properly. So I'm looking like 15 seems about to be a good amount of spacing. I'm gonna go here also. I know this is kind of the boring part, but for me, I really like those little small details, making sure the fonts look good, making sure the spacing isn't too shabby. Right here, this 4 limit time only as well. I feel like could probably space it out a bit more, so we'll do 15. Now for this button, this is interesting because I know it's kind of overwhelming inside of Gempages to actually customize the button, but it's not as hard as you may think. So right here, we got the different font sizes, the background color. Now for background color, I want to do the blue that we already have going on. So we'll do that. And then text color, we'll do white. Now from here, we can just go into dimensions. I would say for width, what's like 100 looking like? Okay, so that's pretty small. So we'll do 400. Pretty good. And then heights, I'm thinking like 20, maybe a little more. We'll do 50. I think that's about the same size as the add to cart button. Now we just need to center the text because it's way, way off. But I also want to go into designs, go to the, I think it's border if I'm not mistaken, and then border radius. Yeah, that's how we do the pill. But how do we center that text? Oof, good question. So I'm able to center align the button doing that. And I'm wondering for width if I can do 500. Nope, a little too big. So we'll do 450. Yep, that's pretty good. Now this text is going to be the death of me, I swear. So I'm going to go up here, font size, just changing it, do anything? Nope, doesn't really. Let's see, can we center? I wonder if we can do that by adding some padding, possibly. Oh boy, I think we found it. Okay, so let's do that. 200's a little bit too much. Do 180. Yeah, that's pretty much right down the middle. I would see if we can make it obviously bigger as well, because it's kind of small. So I would say that's about right to me. Then we'll just, lower the padding a little bit to like 163. Yeah, perfect. So I think this is really coming together. In fact, with the other sections, I really don't feel like we need a whole nother offer page. I mean, sure, if you really want to do that. Now for here, I did add my LAI reviews app. That is the review app I personally use, and I'll show you how to use that. And then this final thing, this little section here, I believe we will also use this, but then we got frequently asked questions. Personally for that, I usually have my own generic sort of frequently asked questions like this right here. Do you offer returns and refunds? What are your shipping times? Where are your products made from? So I'll copy those over. We'll paste them in there. But let's get into how to get the best reviews for your product page. Now, the reason why LAI Reviews is the best review app for dropshippers is you can actually import reviews directly from Amazon, edit them, and make sure it has all of the main talking points, the benefits that you're looking for so that you can really sell your product at the best possible way. So right here, I'm inside of LAI, and as we can see, we can click on import from Amazon. We just grab the specific product that we want to import reviews for, paste the link, and I always go for reviews with photos because that typically sells the product the best. People want to see what it actually looks like when other people order it, not just your really staged professional photos. So we got this guy right here, and what I would do is edit, make sure that the dates are pretty similar to what's happening right now. It's 2022, so I want to probably update this to 2022. So we just go like like this. And I do a mix of 4 and 5-star reviews to keep it somewhat believable. If you have all 5-star reviews, it seems fake. So you definitely want to have a good balance of reviews that seem genuine and reviews that you obviously edit, because if you just do like every review has the same main talking points, or every review talks about fast shipping, it's very sus. Or if you mention the brand, so if you just say, for this instance, I'm naming the product Frostball. If I say the Frostball is amazing on all these reviews, yeah, it seems forced and people are not going to believe it. So let's edit this review right here from Alex. So again, we want to do 2022 just like this. He's got multiple photos, and I'm just going to do the main photo that I like. So I have a traditional ice tray, but sometimes I want to have nice ice balls for drinks. I just came across the Frostball, so we'll just have this one here, the Frostball. And I was really curious how well it would work. Okay, cool. And I like to keep a lot of the, punctuation mistakes sometimes. Honestly, worked out perfect. Yep, that's fine with me. Easy to fill water and even easier to pull the side plastics. Yep, that's nice. Yep. Now, this review actually has a line in here, which is a bit of a negative of the product, that it doesn't give out a whole lot of ice balls. Now, it's up to you what you want to do in that certain scenario. Sometimes you can get rid of it. If it's really a huge glaring negative that you think will impact people purchasing, yes, I would get rid of the line. But sometimes if it is a critique, that is how most reviews are. So if you want to keep it realistic, you should have lines that are negatives for the product, because no product is perfect. So I'm actually going to keep that in there. I am a happy customer. I think that's all good. And we'll just save like this. So I'll pretty much just go through these. I usually like to have 8 to 12 reviews that all have photos, that all are pretty detailed. Some are 4-star, some are 5-star, but that's pretty much everything you really need to have a great product page that can get to 100. Honestly, this store could easily do $1,000 a day with this Gempage and review combination. Now, when it comes to making effective TikTok ads for your dropshipping products, you need to have a framework. You don't just willy-nilly grab a bunch of clips, put them together, and hope and pray to the TikTok gods that it will magically work. You need to have a framework. And for me, when I'm selling problem-solving products, the main frameworks that I would recommend is having problem, finding the product, having 2 benefits immediately after finding the product, this transformation, and then a call to action. Now, when it comes to the problem or the first clip in your ad, and I recommend when you're testing products in TikTok to have 3 distinct ads that all have different clips and different frameworks, because that is the best way to split test different angles. And for me, when you do more than 3 ads for an audience, TikTok sort of spends weird, and I just really have found that the sweet spot is 3 ads for me. Now, when it comes to the hook, that is the most important part. And this is going to be kind of controversial advice, but I have seen when you do lines that are kind of sus, that really are kind of out of pocket, those tend to work the best. And you can have 2 responses to that. One, I will not stoop down to that level of morality. I am going to be above this level and I'm going to do sales the right way. Or you can adopt with the times and you can do what's currently working. And with this specific product, the ice ball maker, I mean, there's 2 things you could do. You could say, keep your drinks cold all summer long. Or you could say, hey, POV, you love big balls in your mouth. You could do something like that. Or do you want some cold balls in your drinks? Or these balls taste amazing. And I know what you're thinking. It's like, can you even say that? And yes, you can. And that's what gets people's attention. When you have a hook like that, that is what you're trying to do. Get people's attention, sort of catch them off guard. And if you have just a typical generic benefit, people are not going to stop scrolling. They're going to be like, oh, it's an ad. But when you hear lines like this, it definitely grabs your attention. It's just natural as a human when you hear stuff like this that is so out of pocket. You're like, okay, I need to watch the rest of this. This is what good marketing looks like. And it's up to you. You can have different ways of interpreting it. Maybe you think it's a little childish. It is childish. But the TikTok app is for a younger generation. So when they hear lines like this, it does get the attention. It does make them interested in your product and will increase the chances of them buying. So, it's up to you. Personally, though, I am going to try to make one ad right now for you. So for the ice ball maker, I did download some of the top TikTok videos onto Snaptik, and they are now into my editing platform. So I believe I am going to be making this ad right here with this framework, TikTok hook, 3 benefits, call to action. So these balls taste amazing. I know it's incredibly out of pocket. It is childish, this potty mouth humor. I mean, I can't believe I have to do this and stoop this low to get sales. But again, if I think this is going to increase my click-through rate, which it is, I am going to do it. That's just how you have to be. You have to be ruthless. So when it actually comes to putting clips into an editing software, what should you do? Well, personally, for me, the first step I do is I put them all on mute, and I just try to grab 3 to 4 second clips from each one of them. And the more clips you have, the better, so that you can mix and match with the different ads. So ad 1 can have 3 or 4 clips from a certain video. Ad 2 can have 3 or 4 clips from a different video, so that they all feel different and they all have different different text benefits. Again, at the end of the day, you're trying to split test different angles and different clips because you never know what's going to work. So if I was trying to grab clips for this specific video, I don't like whenever there's text on there because I'm going to add my own text. So I think right there would be a good start. Yeah, the person actually holding the little ice ball. I think that could be a good clip. So she's holding it. It's about a second long. Now pouring into the little jar, pouring some lemonade. Yeah, I think that works for me. I think that really is a good clip. So we'll do that. It might be a little bit long, so you would shorten it down maybe before the text comes out. So right there could be a good end. Now going into this next one. Yeah, honestly, this one doesn't have too much text. So we probably start this clip right here. And then it plays on for about a second there. Cuts after 2 seconds. It's pretty much well edited to the point where I don't really even need to do much editing. Yeah, because there's a new clip every 2 seconds. So honestly, this could be an ad on its own because of how well edited it is. And personally for me, when I am looking at ads, I do like when it's just coming from one person instead of having to mix and match a bunch of different clips. Because when you have 3 different people using the product and they're all different clips, it feels like an ad. It feels very Facebooky. But when it's one continuous person who's filming different clips of them using it, it feels more natural to TikTok because that is how TikToks are. You don't have normal TikToks, just a mix and match of 3 different clips. It's not really a compilation platform. This isn't Vine YouTube videos. So I decided to change the ad script a little bit. So these balls taste amazing. This ice maker lets you make dozens of ice balls at once. Keep your drinks cooler longer. Okay, so when we add text, I am going to do that inside of the TikTok app to keep it native. But what we need to do is get these clips together. These all are going to be around 3 to 4 seconds with the text on screen. So for the first clip, what are we going to do here? It's probably going to be this woman. I think it makes the most sense if I'm being honest. I know it kind of sucks, but yeah, I just feel like for that kind of line, what would be the best opening clip? Sure, I could find something that is a demonstration clip, but I feel like if it's an actual girl, yeah, it's probably going to convert the best. So I believe we should start this yep, that's got to be it. I'm sorry, it just has to be. Yep, for these balls, just amazing. I think that's going to be the opening clip. Her shaking the balls, her eyes go wide. I mean, it actually kind of does fit. I'm not going to lie, it feels kind of porn starish. And then she puts the ice balls in there. She starts drinking it, and she loves it. Yeah, I think we want to make this about 4 to 5 seconds. So I probably cut right here, honestly. Yeah. And then we get into our next clip. So for this one, it's going to be more of a demonstration clip because the actual text on screen, if I'm not mistaken, these ice maker lets you make dozens of ice balls at once. Yep. So it makes sense to probably have 3 or 4 clips, but only that one text on screen for all of them. So I'm thinking here, do we have a good fast way of demonstrating this? So right here, this guy starts pouring some water into here. So this is a great start for our demonstration clip. So we got pouring. I would say after he sort of pulls, I would say in the middle of pouring, I would switch the clip. And the squirt part isn't really necessary. I think, yeah, putting it in the freezer, that's cool with me. So we would get rid of some of this. And again, you just have to cut the fat. Like you have to make it super fast paced with TikTok. And I think even then, so we'd cut. I would not show that part. Yeah, this part of opening it, I'm cool with. Again, I know this is kind of boring. Like literally we're editing and editing is not a super fun topic, but when you are dropshipping, you need to be able to edit at least at a basic level. And yeah, that's 5 seconds right there. I mean, that could definitely work for our demonstration clip. So let's go into the next one. Keeps your drinks cooler longer. So for that specific clip, obviously we should have the ice balls in an actual drink, showing it off, how it does make it last longer. I think that one actually kind of makes a bit of sense. Let's go through the other ones though, just really, really briefly. Is there anything where it shows off the drink? So I have changed the last benefit to perfect for keeping your drinks cool in the summer heat. So ideally I would like a clip of someone having these ice balls outside in the summer. You can sort of see the sun. Unfortunately, from the clips I found, and if I did a bit more research, I'm sure I could find it. So ideally that's what I would be looking for, but I believe this clip also could definitely work. So probably gonna do this as the last or second to last clip. And then for our call to action, I usually like to have that last for about 3 to 4 seconds. So I'm thinking ideally this could be it right here. That clip I don't think is gonna work. Yeah, so I think this one, and then this one, and then this is gonna be the ad, and we'll go inside of TikTok. Wait a damn minute, you're here, but then I'm here, and then you're here, and then I'm here. How is that even possible? This is like the Matrix out here. But let's get into actually editing our ad inside of TikTok. So when it comes to editing ads inside of TikTok, really the only thing I do is just add the text because it's native to the platform, and do text to speech if there really isn't much clips online of influencers already narrating for your product. So let's actually do that real quick. So we are going to go into text. And yes, we are going to do the sus opening line. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I'm actually going down to this level for YouTube. Yep, that's probably the right emoji. Let's see if I can add another one in there. Yep, that works. And I would not like the tenor to do it. I want where's the usual narrator chick? That's being a little awkward. But yes, we would put this here. And then when it comes to the duration, we would probably have this for the first couple seconds. Yeah, so as soon as she cuts out, that's when it would end. So right here. Then when it comes to the next text, so we'll just wait for this one to go away. Yep. Right there, that's when we would do the second benefit. So I'm just going to do this over and over again. That's the kind of outline I like to do. Text-to-speech, obviously, using the normal narrator. Some clips in there, I do have the volume on because I think it really sort of makes it come to life a little bit. But yeah, you would make 3 ads just like this, and now we hop onto the TikTok ad side of things when you're done. Now, the final thing I do after adding the text is I do a trending TikTok sound to make the ad native to the platform. So you can do this by going onto the ad sound. It's at the top middle of the editing screen. Now, for me, this is actually an account that it has commercial sounds only. So if you do go on an account that is not a business account, you will get all the trending TikTok hot sounds. They will literally have a playlist that is TikTok hot. Or if you need help to search a specific one, you can actually go into your computer like this, look up talkboard.com, and you can find some trending sounds to use for your ads. So definitely use those to make it native. And then once you're done, upload it onto your account, copy the link, go into Snaptick, download it, and then you are good to go. All right, everyone, we have now built a brand pretty much from scratch in this video. We have the logo, we have the new product, new website, and we have your 3 ads that all have distinct clips and different formats. So once you do that, when it comes to testing, what I typically do for campaign name is the name of the product. If it's testing, so if it's a testing campaign or scaling, then the BEP, what's my break-even point? Now for this product, I believe it's around $20. If you don't know what break-even point is, it's the price you're selling a product minus how much it costs you. So we're selling this product for about $37, cost us $17. That means our profit technically is $20. So when it comes down here to ad group name, I wouldn't worry too much about this, but make sure you obviously select the right pixel that you have on your store. Just go right here, complete payment. I'll blur this out because it's actually a client's account. Then when it comes to placements, I am just doing TikTok. And ACO, I leave off. That is not something I like to do in the beginning. Custom targeting, I'm mainly doing United States. I don't really have a specific gender in mind for this product. Age, again, I don't really play with too much. I like to keep it as broad as possible, lower those CPMs, increase those clicks. Now for interest, I've split tested it. It works better on Facebook, in my opinion. I don't think on TikTok you should do interest. I think you should keep it broad. And then when it comes to daily budget, I recommend 25. I've split tested 20 and 25. 25, it typically spends more. It actually spends without having TikTok spending issues. And I've just seen it scale better. Final thing here, we'll go to midnight for the next day when publishing. So we'll do 0, 0. And I do like to do day parting because yeah, your ad gets approved at midnight and then half of your budget goes at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. when people are just sleeping. So personally, I do day parting from 7 to 11 p.m. just like this. Super duper simple. For optimization goal, I like to do conversion, lowest cost. And then the final thing you would do, upload your 3 ads. When it comes to the ad copy, I just do a pretty generic thing. I usually do like the biggest benefit of the product. So I might just go back up here, keep your drinks cold all summer long. And then after that, I would just duplicate this ad group 4 times. I make no changes to them. They're all broad, 5 ad groups. They have the same 3 ads inside of them. And that is how I test products. I let that run for about a day or 2, see what the results are like. And typically, if you test products this efficiently, and with this Gempages, if you have that and you download it as a template, you can easily just put in a new product without having to customize it all again. And if you have a description format, makes it super easy to get these tests done efficiently and scale your first brand to at least $100 a day.